Hello, boys and girls. I just wanted to do a reaction here, an unboxing reaction. I got this for my Christmas present, one of my Christmas presents, and I'm excited about it because I've wanted one of these knives for a long time. I remember going to a gun show and seeing the original knife. I don't remember what they call it, but it's got a spiral blade like this. And I believe the people wanted $1,100 for it that were selling it. And, you know, I took it apart and it screwed in the sheath. You had to screw the knife into the sheath. And it took a long time to unscrew it. So, I mean, just that alone would make the knife ridiculous to try to actually unsheathe to stab somebody. But, you know, still, I think it was like I don't know, several $100 knife at reasonable prices or normal prices. And like I said, the one I saw, they were trying to sell it for $1,100, which was, you know, far cheaper than most of the guns at the gun show. So, but it got my interest, and it got me looking at, clone knives or sort of knockoff knives that were the same thing, because it's just cool. It's just a cool idea for people that like knives. The spiral knife blade is really interesting. And this M48 Cyclone is really the only reasonably priced knife with a spiral blade out there. So I wanted to unbox this. I did. I mean, I tore off the wrapping paper and I took it out of the box, but I'm going to take it out of the box again to show you guys the knife. I haven't, you know, cut anything with it or used it for anything, but here's the knife out of the box. It has it's a plastic or polymer sheath. It's kind of rubbery feeling. It's got some flex to it. You can bend it, but I think that's a good thing. It's sort of a rubbery feel other than, you know, just like a hard plastic. It's got a pretty nice clip on it. Seems like a secure clip. It's held on with 3 rivets. It's really, I think, pretty substantial. I think it would work well on a belt. They call it the boot knife, but and that's because it's the short version. They have a longer version, but I wanted a knife that I could actually carry, and I believe that the longer version, I mean, this is a pretty big knife. The longer version I thought would be carry prohibitive. So I asked for this for Christmas, which I think is a much more reasonably sized knife, something you could actually carry on your belt if you were so inclined. This is a very substantial skull crusher or window crusher, glass breaker at the end of the handle. It really is it's a pretty heavy knife, but not ridiculously heavy. And this is the cool part, obviously, of the knife, which is this just totally wicked spiral shape. The idea, of course, being that you could stab somebody and twist it, and it would just be nasty. I mean, you just get in there and just, and that's just too cool. It's got these wonderful little blood grooves, these slots that are cut into it. They go all the way through, right here, you know, they go all the way through all 3 sides. Basically, it has 3 blades. It has a blade here, here, and here. It's got another little blood hole here, and these very deep grooves, which are cut at a spiral. a very sharp point. I mean, this sucker is sharp. Like, I mean, I could push on this hard enough. If I put any pressure at all, it would poke a little hole in my finger. It's a very sharp point on the end of this thing. And what I was really surprised at is the blades are actually sharp. All three of these are very sharp. And I really thought they would just be sort of, you know, decoratively sharp, just sharp enough to get by, you know, but not ridiculously sharp. But they are actually quite sharp. It says it's made from 2CR13 stainless steel. Probably not, you know, the best stainless steel in the world, but it is sharp. And like I said, with these, you know, deep lead grooves, I mean, you can feel the damage you could do with it. And it's a hefty knife, but not ridiculous. It's light enough. I feel like it's maneuverable. It's got some nice places here on the handle for your thumb and index finger to grab. Feels very comfortable in the hand. The handle's a nice size. Not as big as it could be. I mean, it could be a little bit bigger. I have a fairly large hand. I'm 6'1". I've got a big hand. But it is just the right size for my hand. I mean, there's no extra room, but my hand does fit in this handle. And like I said, this skull crusher or glass breaker at the end is just wicked. And the knife itself is just wicked. So even if you were to slash with it, not that this would be a very good knife for slashing, obviously, because your cut would only go, you know, so deep, maybe a ½ inch deep, because of the spiral shape, it would cut. It would cut, you know, that ½ inch in a slash. But obviously this is a stabbing knife. I can't remember what it said for the measurement, and I haven't measured this, but I would say it's a good 7 inches probably in length. Maybe it's 6 inches, but I'd say it's over 6 myself. And it's just a wicked, wicked knife. And the sheath is cool. It's got a little skull on there like all the M48 products. Yeah, that's their little emblem. It's a nice sheath, kind of a rubbery plastic sheath. You know, it's got some flex, just some Velcro here, but it fits securely in the sheath. You stick it down in there and it's secure enough where it wouldn't try to work its way out. And it's got a Velcro clasp here, which is fine. But like I said, even without the Velcro clasped, it won't fall out. It fits in there secure enough. It kind of locks in place. And, you know, it would hang on your belt. It wouldn't be good to fit in your boot, like the box claims that it's a boot knife. But, because it's, you know, it's a very wide knife. It's like probably 2 inches thick with the sheath and everything. But it would be a nice knife to hang on your belt. And if you had to, you know, stab somebody, this would be a good choice to do that. So, but basically it's just so cool because it's so different. And like I said, it is kind of a knockoff of a really expensive knife. But hey, I would never, ever in a million years burden my family members by asking them for that other knife. And I really think this is better because you can actually pull it out of the sheath instead of having to unscrew it from the sheath. So take it easy, happy holidays, and Merry Christmas.